Have you ever heard of someone so rich that they single-handedly crashed the economy of an entire country just by giving away gold? No, this isn't a plot from a movie. It's the real story of Mansa Musa, the legendary emperor of the Mali Empire. In the early 14th century, while Europe was still navigating the Middle Ages, West Africa was home to one of the richest and most powerful states on earth. And at its helm was a man whose name would become synonymous with unimaginable wealth. Mansa Musa, which means King Musa, ascended to the throne of Mali around 1312. He inherited a kingdom that was already a major player in the trans-Saharan trade, a bustling network of routes that connected West Africa to the Mediterranean and the Middle East. These weren't just dusty desert trails. They were the superhighways of their time, carrying salt, ivory, and most importantly, gold. And when we say gold, we mean a staggering amount. Historians estimate that under Mansa Musa, the Mali Empire controlled over half of the world's gold supply. His personal fortune was so vast that it's nearly impossible to calculate in modern terms, but think of him as the Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk of the 14th century, only far, far richer. Tales of his wealth spread like wildfire, painting a picture of Africa as a land of incredible sophistication and resources, completely shattering the narrow perceptions held by many in Europe and the Middle East at the time. But Mansa Musa wasn't just a man who sat on a pile of gold. He was a devout Muslim, and in 1324 he embarked on one of the most extravagant journeys in human history, the Hajj, or pilgrimage to Mecca. This was no ordinary trip. Imagine a procession stretching as far as the eye can see, with tens of thousands of soldiers, servants and officials. At the front of this massive caravan were hundreds of camels, each one loaded with pure gold. As he traveled across the Sahara through cities like Cairo, Mansa Musa's generosity was legendary. He handed out gold to the poor, gifted it to local rulers, and spent so lavishly that he flooded the markets. In Cairo, the value of gold plummeted and didn't recover for over a decade. His pilgrimage wasn't just a religious act, it was a global announcement. Mansa Musa was telling the world that the Mali Empire was a force to be reckoned with, both in faith and in power. When he returned home, he brought back with him not just renewed faith, but also ideas, scholars and architects. Mansa Musa was a visionary ruler who understood that true wealth wasn't just about gold, it was about knowledge and culture. He began a massive building program, transforming cities like Timbuktu and Gao into world-renowned centers of learning and commerce. He commissioned the construction of magnificent mosques, schools and libraries, inviting the brightest minds from across the Islamic world to come and share their knowledge. Timbuktu, once a remote trading post, blossomed into a vibrant intellectual hub, its libraries filled with priceless manuscripts on science, law, philosophy and religion. Students and scholars flocked there, making it one of the most important centers of education in the world. The legendary Jingereba Mosque, designed by an architect he brought back from his Hajj, still stands today in Timbuktu as a stunning testament to his vision, a beautiful blend of African and Islamic architectural styles. Mansa Musa was also a brilliant administrator. Governing a vast and diverse empire was no easy task, but he managed it with skill. He appointed loyal governors to manage his territories, ensuring stability and fostering a sense of unity among the many different peoples under his rule, from the Mandinka and Songhai to the Tuareg and Berber communities. By maintaining control over the vital trade routes and natural resources, he ensured the empire's continued prosperity. Through strategic diplomacy and political marriages, he built strong alliances that cemented Mali's position as the dominant power in West Africa. He wasn't just a king, he was a CEO, a diplomat, and a nation-builder all rolled into one. His reign sent a clear message that African kingdoms were sophisticated, organized, and deeply integrated into the global economic and intellectual landscape. This incredible fame even reshaped how the world saw Africa. European mapmakers began to depict West Africa not as an empty space, but as a land of incredible wealth. The famous Catalan Atlas of 1375 features a striking image of Mansa Musa sitting on a throne, wearing a golden crown and holding a massive gold nugget. This powerful image immortalized him in the European imagination as the King of Gold, a ruler whose riches were beyond compare. While some of the stories might have been embellished over time, the core truth remains. Mansa Musa put his empire and West Africa on the world map. He challenged stereotypes and forced other global powers to acknowledge the might and sophistication of his civilization. His devotion to Islam also had a profound and lasting impact. He promoted Islamic scholarship and literacy throughout his empire, but he did so in a way that allowed traditional African customs and beliefs to coexist peacefully. This created a unique and vibrant culture that blended African identity with the broader Islamic world. The wealth he poured into cities like Timbuktu didn't just build mosques, it supported markets, public buildings, artists, and poets. He understood that a thriving culture was just as important as a thriving economy. His legacy, therefore, is as much about learning and cultural fusion as it is about gold. When Mansa Musa died around 1337, he left behind an empire that was stronger, richer, and more intellectually vibrant than ever before. His leadership had transformed Mali into a beacon of power, culture, and knowledge, and his influence shaped the course of West African history for generations. Subsequent rulers were inspired to build on the foundations he had laid, ensuring Mali's prominence for decades to come. His story is a powerful reminder of the rich and complex histories of African empires, which are too often overlooked in our standard history lessons. So, when we remember Mansa Musa, we shouldn't just think of him as the richest man in history. He was so much more than that. He was a visionary leader who skillfully combined spiritual devotion, strategic governance, and cultural investment. He built a civilization that thrived on every level, economically, intellectually, and socially. His life demonstrates that true greatness is measured not just by personal wealth, but by the lasting contributions one makes to knowledge, culture, and society. From the ancient libraries of Timbuktu to the history books we read today, the legacy of Mansa Musa continues to resonate, a testament to a golden age in African history. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the past as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories from history. See you next time.